The mustard seed of awakening. Once upon a time, in the city of Savatthi, there was a woman named Kisa Gotami. Thin and impoverished, she married into a wealthy family, but was despised by her in-laws. It wasn't until she gave birth to a son that she was finally looked upon differently. The little boy was her entire world. Then one day, the child who had just learned to run and laugh suddenly fell ill. In the morning, he was hugging his mother's neck. By noon, he had grown weak in her arms. By evening, the little boy stopped breathing. Kisa Gotami did not cry. She just stood there, clutching her child tightly to her chest, shaking her head. No, it couldn't be. Her child was merely sleeping. She carried her child's lifeless body all over the streets, knocking on every door, begging for medicine, begging for something to save her son. People looked at her, shook their heads, and closed their doors. Some pitied her. Some were terrified. Some mocked her for being mad, but she kept going. She continued to carry that cold corpse from house to house, day after day, her hair disheveled, her eyes burning with a desperate light. Finally, someone advised her, "Go see the Buddha." She ran to him, collapsed at his feet, holding her dead child, and sobbed, "Please, Lord, please save my child." The Buddha looked at her for a long time. Then he spoke gently. "I will help you, but you must go and fetch me a handful of mustard seeds. Those seeds must be taken from a house where no one has ever died." Her eyes lit up. She sprang to her feet, hugged her child, and ran off. The first house. "Yes, we have mustard seeds." "Then, has anyone ever died in your family?" The woman bowed her head. "My father passed away last year." The second house. "Mustard seeds are readily available, but my husband just died last winter." The third house. A child. The fourth house. A mother. The fifth house. A little boy about the same age as her own. And so it went, on and on, from one house to another. There was not a single house where death had not visited. Not a single one. Night fell. Kisa Gotami stood in silence in the middle of a deserted road, cradling her stiff, cold child in her arms. And then, like a wave breaking within her soul, she understood. She was not the only one who had lost a child. She was not the only one in pain. Death had passed through every home, every life, every heart in this world, since long ago. And it would continue to do so, forever. She knelt by the roadside, and for the first time since losing her child, she wept. She cried as she had never cried before. Then she carried her child to the cemetery, laid the baby on the ground, stroked his hair one last time, and whispered her goodbye. After burying her son, Kisa Gotami calmly walked through the streets to return to the monastery when the sky was pitch black. She pressed her palms together in reverence to the Buddha. He asked, "Gotami, have you procured the mustard seeds?" She softly replied, "World-honored one, I could not. Mustard seeds are easy to come by, but a house untouched by death is impossible to find." The Buddha spoke gently. "Good woman, when I said that I had a cure for you, you may have thought I was promising to heal your son. But in truth, the cure was not for your son, it was for you. I see the cure has taken effect, and you now clearly see that birth and death are inevitable, and that they are a part of the reality for every human being, as well as every living creature." He then taught, "Human beings bend under the weight of countless worries. They are consumed by their attachment to children, wealth, material possessions, and fame. No matter how much they cling to and yearn for life, death will eventually come to all, sweeping everything away like a great flood, drowning a sleeping village. Hearing the Buddha's teachings and profoundly absorbing the events of the day, Kisa Gotami asked to join the Buddha's Sangha and was ordained as a bhikkhuni, Buddhist nun. In this life, we are sometimes exactly like Kisa Gotami. We cling tightly to our pain, our losses, our failures, our betrayals, and scream at life, asking, "Why me?" We wander around knocking on every door, clinging to every temporary cure to deny the truth. But my friend, a wound only begins to heal when we stop resisting. Suffering is the shared anthem of humanity. Impermanence is the heartbeat of the universe. When you realize that behind the radiant smile of the person across from you also lie sleepless nights of silent tears, you will feel your heart expand. A storm passes to leave a crystal clear sky, and the cracks in our hearts are precisely where the light of empathy enters. If you are cradling a dead child within your soul, a love that has run dry, a shattered hope, or a lingering regret, have the courage to lay it down. Only when you let go of the corpse of the past can you freely step into the present.